Welcome to the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. Here's your host, Brien Hanley.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley, along with Tim Fitzgerald. Welcome back to Big 12 Insiders. You know, today we're going to talk a little bit, and it won't be too long, people. Coach Brien had his press conference today. He's basically been missing in action over the last several months. People speculated on why. Was he really going to coach at Colorado? Did he want to quit because his sons aren't there anymore? Was he invested? Well, we got some answers today from him and his team of doctors. Coach Brien had cancer, bladder cancer, got it removed. Said he lost 25 pounds. The one thing is his doctor said he's cancer free, but I don't know what all of that means, Fitz. So you unfortunately know a little bit about this. I'm going to let you talk about this and what Coach Brien may be going through right now.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with bladder cancer and the staging and, in prostate cancer, which I have. If the cancer is still within the prostate, because it's like a walnut and it's got a shell, and if it's still in there and you take the prostate out, you're cancer free. I'm not sure if that's true with the bladder cancer or not, or if it can have microscopic spreading through the body, but the doctor is pretty definitive that he's cancer free now because they removed the bladder, which, as someone who almost had his bladder removed, I will tell you is a drastic measure. And it needed to be definitive. That's what he wanted. He said that. I wanted to be ready for football. I wanted to be cancer free as best I can. Let's get it out. And I support his decision. As he mentioned, and let me preface this, Big B. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate him speaking about cancer awareness, particularly to the African American community. Because as he said, we don't like to go to the doctor. The same thing with old white farmers in Western Kansas. You don't want to go to the doctor.
Right.
But the statistics for prostate cancer in the African American community are alarming.
They are
alarming. They're about, I don't know, remember the specific numbers, but they're double, triple what other groups are. That's really troubling. So I'm really glad all men get to the doctor. Bladder cancer is the cousin to prostate cancer. All your oncologists who do prostate do bladder. Mine does too, because they are very closely related. My initial spread, Big B, was into my bladder.
Right.
And so that's why I've learned a lot about this. I've even considered having my own surgery. They now say they can, if your bladder's, still functioning okay, they can put in literally a switch in your scrotum to pee, but removing your bladder means I didn't know they did a false bladder. That's interesting, but he will be fighting incontinence the rest of his life.
Right.
I do. I wear undergarments every day, and he will be too. I'm sure of it. Most only for the protection of the embarrassment of wetting yourself, which he joked about it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen on the sidelines, and some jackwagon's going to make fun of him.
Correct.
It happened to Jim Boeheim at one point. He wet himself. Hey, guys, he had prostate cancer. I guarantee you, getting up and down, he leaked a little bit, came out the leg hole. That happens. This is the reality of cancer for men. And talking about it, I want you to feel the shock and awe of what he said. He had his bladder removed. He's going to have a porta potty on the sideline so he can relieve himself. Big B, I personally think he should coach the press box for a year.
Yeah.
I really think he's going to regret being on the sideline. He's going to feel the exhaustion in a way he's never thought it possible. He talked about, falling asleep and stuff, and he's going to be so he's going to be rocked by this, particularly in the heat. So I hope he remains cautious and takes care of his health. He's a tough son of a gun. 14 surgeries since playing football.
Yeah.
He's a tough son of a gun. Again, I appreciate him making this message so public. That's a real man right there. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And he didn't have to, He could have just come out and just said, hey, I was sick. I'm better. I'm back. But I think for him, and like you said, for men in general, but I think for maybe his kids and also his team, he had to come out and say, because who knows? I don't even know if the team knew, because the way that social media is in this day and age, if you tell a teenager or a kid in college, it's going to leak out. And for this not to leak out anywhere, I am pretty close to the vest on who actually knew about all of this. So having said all of that, I think it's important that he did come out and talk about it, just for the simple fact he can ease some of their minds, and because look, we know people go to college. Those kids went to Colorado to play for Coach Prime, and he's sick or he's hurt. Look, a lot of people care about Coach Prime, Fitz. Whether you like him, you dislike him, whatever the case may be, a lot of people care about this man. And for him to be gone, it just can kind of ease their mind because, okay, he doesn't say anything, comes back, and then all of a sudden has a spell on the sideline. Like he's got to sit down. He's got to go to the locker room. He's got to go to the press box. He's not there for a quarter or a half, something of that nature. I'm not saying any of that would happen, but if it did, you've got kids on the sideline that aren't going to know what to do.
Exactly.
You've got people that aren't going to know what to do, how to react. Getting out in front of this now if it happens, Fitz, kids understand, okay, coach is sick. No big deal. We understand. Not to mention, if he's at practice, which I'm assuming he's going to be, something may happen in practice. This is not going to be, if it happens in the game, it won't be the first time that this happens in front of those kids, and they will know how to react. I love that he came out. First of all, I hate that this happened to anybody, but I hate that this happened. But love that he came out and spoke about it. I love that he was upfront about it. He's hitting it head on. He understands to an extent, he understands his limitations. Because like you said, maybe coach from the press box, that doesn't sound like that's going to be in the cards for him. And he doesn't sound like somebody. He sounds like somebody. If he's got to have two people when he goes to fall, or if something happened, your job is to hold me up. And you know him. He's going to do it. Your job is to hold me up. Hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but there's going to be two people standing right next to me at all times. And if I look like I'm going to fall, I need you to grab me. And so maybe that's what it is, Fitz. I don't know, but you said it best. Tough son of a bitch.
Yes.
Tough human being. 14 surgeries after you play football is insane. First of all, 14 surgeries at any time is insane. But after you play the violent game of football, it's, but he's in for a fight. I think he's up for the fight. The whole cancer-free look, I don't want to get into that because I'm not a doctor. I just know cancer comes back all the time. I know that. But as far as everything else, I like that he's battling. I keep saying it over and over again because it's weird to hear him say it, Fitz, that of what he had. I'm just, you think of Coach Prime, you think he's kind of indestructible a little bit. Well, he's not. None of us are. And then to see that he's coming out and he's fighting this thing, good for him. Good for everybody. I'm just good he's still in college football. To kind of turn it to that, you can hate Coach Prime if you want. I don't know why you would. But if you do, fine. But he's good for college football, good for the Big 12.
Look, I understand that. I'll call it a shtick, and I don't mean that to be an insult. The way he handles himself, I understand it might turn some people off because it's not the traditional coaching approach.
Right.
But also the traditional coaching approach would probably be not tell a damn soul you have cancer, or try to keep it a secret until it leaks out, and just keep coaching and coaching and coaching and act like it never was there.
Right.
No, that's not what he's doing. He has a platform. And he's saying, I have cancer, I have bladder cancer. Guys, you got to get to the doctor. We don't go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. God bless you, man. That is just a huge message that needs to be relayed over and over and over to men, and to particularly African-American men. If you're over 40, go to the doctor for a checkup. Get your PSA scored. Get that old finger up the you-know-what. Do it all. It sucks. But by God, by chance, my life was saved. And honestly, if he had other health issues, they wouldn't have caught this.
Right.
And that is the story of how bad things can end up being good.
Yep.
All these surgeries, all these things led to him catching cancer early enough to defeat it easily. You see, everything bad in your life doesn't mean it's bad. It feels bad at the moment. Getting cancer, that's awful.
Yeah.
I've had so many benefits from cancer. It's hard to understand. I'm a different person. I wouldn't be saying the things I'm saying right now until after July of 2018 when I found out. Get to the doctor, boys. Go do it. Be a man.
Be a man. And I know that's tough. And I like how I shouldn't say I like. I appreciate how you mentioned African-American community. Look, I'm a black man. I grew up different, Fitz, because my parents were school teachers. School teachers, as we know, have some of the best insurance out there. My mom believed if you had a sniffle, hey, I got insurance, we're going to the doctor. But we were different. Everybody else in my neighborhood, white, black, it was not that way.
No.
It was, hey, you got a sniffle? Okay, let me know when your arm falls off. When it does, we'll go get it, put back on. But until that happens, or let me see your arm at a 90-degree angle, the middle of your arm. If it's broken that bad, okay. If not, I might have some tape back there. We can tape it up and figure it out. And we laugh, but that's how it was, and that's kind of how it still is. I had a conversation yesterday with one of my really good friends, and he said the same thing. He's like, I grew up, we just didn't go to the doctor. He goes, I'm having a hard time with it now because I go to the doctor, something's wrong. Well, I don't really get it fixed. Something else is wrong. Well, instead of me just going and getting it all handled, I kind of piecemeal it together. And I said, hey, man, you got to stop. I tried to do that till the doctor told me, Brien, you're going to live 6 months. And in 6 months, you will be dead if you continue doing what you're doing. I stopped completely, lost 110 pounds. I'm a different person today, to say the least. So, yes, go to the doctor. I'm so glad that Coach Prom came out and told everybody, not that it's any of our business. And that's the thing, because it's not our business. But I'm glad he came out and said it, because you're right. He's got a platform. People listen to him, whether you like him or you don't like him. People listen. And who's going to be mad at? Well, I'm sure there's some crazos that'll be mad at him about it, but nobody is going to, no real sane person, I should say, a sane person is not going to be mad about him using his platform to let you know what's going on with him and to try to help people. And look, we can talk the football aspect of this. I don't think it really is that relevant, to be honest with you, Fitz. I just think it's him as a man letting the world know I'm vulnerable too, because that is not, you talked about stick. That is not his stick. He is not a vulnerable person at all. He doesn't take a backseat to anybody, doesn't have to, doesn't portray himself that way. Ultra confidence. You didn't see ultra confidence today. You saw a man that was not beaten, but you saw a man that was appreciative. Not that he's not appreciative either. I'm not trying to say that, but you just saw a guy that was like, you know what? Thank my lucky stars. All the bravado that I have and that I put out there wasn't going to save me. So I love that he put that out there, and just kind of a little bit of vulnerability. I like that out of Coach Prime. But sooner or later, we're going to see that bravado back, and I'm going to like it. I'm going to appreciate it. And I hope he gets better soon.
100%. 100%. Again, that's a strong message from a strong man. I hope others hear it. We started this day thinking he was going to step down from coaching. Right. We really did, didn't we? We thought
a lot of people did. Yeah.
His health was so bad that, he'd step down from coaching and, kind of exit. His sons are done. He's going to exit now. This is going to be his excuse, right?
Correct.
We get to this now. His health is worse than what we thought, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not stepping down.
Correct. That's the whole thing. It's worse than what we thought, and he's not stepping down. Which I appreciate.
He's great for Colorado, University of Colorado, that state. Great for the Big 12. He's great for college football. And you don't have to like his style, but you should love him after this. A man bared his soul, not to showboat, which is his style, not to bring his attention to him, which is his style, but to save others. He wants you to know this, and he wants you to understand the ramifications of not catching that cancer earlier. Now he has no, real bladder, and he's going to have to pee on a moment's notice. That ain't fun. It ain't fun on a plane. It ain't fun in a car. It ain't fun anywhere, let alone a sideline in front of 60,000 people. That's a man.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I appreciate you doing this, Fitz. I know it was last minute, but I thought it was important that we get out here, talk about Coach Prom. I was prepared for anything, to be honest with you. Yeah. I figured we'd do something, but I didn't know it was going to be this. But I thank you again for talking, doing what you do, and letting everybody know your story as well. This is important. I'm glad Coach Prom is appears to be okay. It'll be a minute before he's 100% or even anywhere close, or maybe he never gets back to 100%. But it's good that he's back. He's looks like he's in better spirits than what he was. Yeah. That video that we saw the other day, man, that was ugly. I'm glad he's in better spirits. I'm glad he's going to be back coaching Colorado, because I think the school needs him. I think his kids need him. I think the football team needs him. The Big 12, college football, everybody. We just need a Coach Prom around. So Thanks, everybody. Oh, go ahead, Fitz. I'm sorry.
1 second. Men, if you're 45 or older, particularly African-American men, or if you have a history of prostate cancer, get to your doctor, have your PSA, prostate-specific antigen, scored. It could save your life, or they could discover something else, like so many of my friends have had happen with them. They get their PSA scored. They got pre-diabetes. They get this. They got that. Do it. He went to the doctor. Well, he goes to the doctor a lot, but they caught cancer, and that wasn't their intention, but it happened.
Absolutely. So appreciate everybody, man. Thank you guys. As always, we will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.
Thank you for watching the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. This has been a Spirit Street production.